Hey everyone, Laura here.
Tanya here.
We've been friends for over a decade and worked together for a long time in call centers as agents, quality analysts, managers, and supervisors.
In 2018, we started up this podcast to talk about the batshit bonkers bullshit we see and continue to see in our time at work and at home as consumers.
We also share your stories as both consumers and as employees.
So keep them coming to Q as in cucumber at yahoo.com.
We host the show anonymously and use aliases. In the stories we tell, we change names and identifying details of people, locations, and companies.
We also share your emails anonymously, so any similarities to real people, locations, or companies is purely coincidental.
So if you think we're talking about you, guilty conscience much?
Now on with the fun.
Love your faces.
Smooches.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
This job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking customers.
You're always this stupid. Did you take lessons? Just calm down.
Oh, fuck you!
You can't handle the truth.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
In other words, be nice, asshole. I'm so fucking tired.
No, I know.
I decided that you and I should get matching tramp stamps of Oprah's face.
Oh, the tramp stamp. Like,
I was not that girl in the early 2000s that got a tramp stamp, and I feel like I should be.
So Sophia, she wants to get a tattoo.
Right.
And that was one of my rules. Like, you are not getting one on your lower back. Like,
Right.
That's not going to happen.
Right.
Not as long as I'm paying for shit.
Hell no.
Because that's just,
It's obnoxious.
it's not attractive.
No. I changed my mind. And it's something you will regret, I promise.
Yeah, I have seen some women about my age that have a little extra biscuit dough who still think that they're, 23.
Yeah, no.
And they bend over and
It's not cute.
all you see is like this tribal, flowery, viney,
Nonsense.
whatever bullshit they thought was cute back. What is that?
Back in
Reading
the day.
material?
I know, right?
Get the fuck out of here.
Whatever it is not
No,
fucking
it's-
cute.
No, I don't want to. I don't know. And I have tattoos.
Yeah.
I have tattoos. And,
I just remember, since we've talked about this before, I just remember that episode of The Nanny where she had like a little tramp stamp and Val saw it like 10, 15 years later and she's like, didn't that used to be up higher? And she's like, shut up, Val. I was like, yeah, that tramp stamp is going to drop.
right, it's
Like-
going to be in my ass crack by the time everything's said and done.
Pretty
No.
much.
I mean, I've got one on my boob. I can only imagine where that one's going to end up in about 5 years.
Hold on a
And
second. I don't understand. You are still ridiculously loud. Why?
because I'm a loud ass bitch.
I don't understand this.
Part of something.
That
Because
needs...
I'm a loud ass bitch. That's why.
Say it one more time.
Because I'm a loud ass bitch. That's why.
That's going to be a ringtone right there. There's my new ringtone. So, welcome to another episode of Q as in Cucumber. It's been a while. I'm Laura Mack.
And I'm Tanya Edwards.
Oh, God. It has been a minute. We have had a lot of stuff going on. We're not going to do a whole, we're back episode like we've done before. Needless to say, there's been a lot of shit. So, we're just going to run through real quick what's going on. Number one, I want to tell everybody about my first books that I narrated are out. The very first one is a cute little romance novel. It's the first of a series of 7 called Colorado Dreams. It's super sweet. It's on Audible. Colorado Dreams by Zoe Matthews. And I'm currently recording the second one called Colorado Secrets, which is super exciting.
Ooh, secrets.
Which is super fun. I would highly recommend that one. The other one, I'm not going to say too much about, except to say that if you buy it, it's like $3 on audible.com.
Wait, it's $3?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would highly recommend getting really high or really drunk and listening to it and try to follow its instructions because it's a workout audiobook. Don't get me started. It's called Legs That Won't Quit. 30 Days to Slimmer, Sexier Thighs and Legs. That's all I'm going to say about that one. And my third one is about to come out. It's called Climbing Heartbreak Hill. It's by Jocelyn Vaughn. Super cute, super funny. Love it. It's awesome. I was recording one book, and I want to give this lady a shout out, Rosie. Rosie girl, I love you. You are so sweet. Rosie is an author I was working with. I was recording her book, and I started my new regular job, and I just could not continue with the project. But it's so good. It's such a great book. Rosie Polites. I'm trying to say her name right. Rosie Polites. Super sweet. It's called Key Moments, the Key series. It's a great book. I read the whole thing before I actually recorded it. It's really, really good. It's this lady, her aunt dies, and they find this item that sends her and her husband on this like road trip. It's to solve this like mystery. It's great. It's a really great book. I love it. So I had to back out of the project. Jesus, Pete.
Sure, Pete.
That's a fart. Oh
It
my
was
God,
Sophia.
stinks. Good Lord. Sorry, Rosie. I did not mean to pause the conversation to talk about my dog's farts. My apologies.
I can't smell shit, so really.
I know, right? I know, she's so sick. Tanya is sick as a dog right now. But Rosie, it's a great book. Everybody should read it if you want to read it as the regular format. It's on Amazon. Or if you want to read it or listen to it whenever she finds a new author or a new narrator to read it out loud. But it is a really great book. And she has listened to the show.
Has she?
She has, and she was so funny the first time. I hope, Rosie, you don't mind I bust you out, girl, because it was so cute. And one of those moments in my life that I was like, I will never forget this fucking phone call. Because we got on the phone to talk about the book and pronunciation and stuff like that, because it's they're from Louisiana and there's certain, pronunciations of names and all that other good stuff. But we got on the phone and she immediately started laughing and she said, I'm nervous talking to you. And I was like, why? And she said, because I've been listening to the podcast and I feel like I know you and you don't know me. And now I'm fangirling out. And I was like, oh my God. It was just so sweet. And it made backing out of the project even worse for me because I'm like, she's a fan and she's so nice. And it's such a good book. And I feel so bad. I feel really bad, but she likes the show. And when I told her I had to back out of it, she was like, well, I'm going to keep listening to the show. And I was like,
that's so sweet.
Aww. So Rosie girl, I love your face. Everybody, please, please, please check out her book. It's awesome. So I started my new consulting job. There's not really a lot to talk about there yet. I've just been going through training. And Tanya has a hot mess of a job situation. I don't know if she wants to talk about that real quick.
Stir-fried shit show.
Yeah, no shit.
Been my fucking life for like the last month.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up not starting my new job because my dumb ass got into a little bit of trouble when I was like 22. And apparently you can't work there if you've had a criminal record. So I have to work on getting it expunged.
Right.
And I've needed to do that for a while. I've known that. It's just has really never stopped me from getting a good job before. So I'm
just upset that they told you it wouldn't be a problem because you were upfront about it.
They did tell me it would not be a problem.
And you put in your notice and everything else.
Yeah, my job was cool enough, I guess, to let me stay. So that's good.
If you don't want to talk about it,
call center work can be difficult anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And the turnover rate is really high in a lot of call centers. So I took it upon myself to be like, I can work all these hours.
Oh, God.
So I've been like not getting home until like 7:30, 8 o'clock every night, leaving my house at 6:30, 7 o'clock every morning. Plus we had like a whole new site come up and it's in another state.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been like I'm trying to get these people on track and teach them how to do like online learning, the materials and stuff, and making sure that they have access to everything they need access to. So it's just been a real big shit show. And then we had homecoming last week for Sophia. I posted pictures on my Instagram for everybody to see.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia doesn't like to smile like cutely.
Right.
So some of the pictures.
Look at her face right now.
I know, right? She's out of school today. So she was a little butthole and made some okay faces, but then she made like some ridiculous faces. But that's my little baby. I think I posted one of her and Avery together when she was getting ready. too. Don't make that face, though. And then Twinkle Toes over here decides Tuesday she's at school and she's going to miss a step and skim down a whole flight of steps. Didn't hit not one fucking step, apparently, but ate it at the bottom of the step and smacked her head and her neck and everything. So last night she kept saying she had a headache, so I had to take her to the doctor, the little urgent care clinic at her doctor's office. So we were there for a while. Sat there, come to find out, Sophia just got in a fight with the stairs, and the stairs won. That's what the doctor said. So it's just been, like, super hectic. I'm trying to learn, like, new things at work, too. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm still handling all of my regular projects, and then they've added some additional stuff to my plate to, like, I don't know what the fuck. So I'm still, like, learning new things and doing all this extra stuff,
and you're just tired.
I'm tired. I mean, and Tuesday I started to not feel too good. My throat started hurting. Had a little bit of a headache. I knew I wasn't feeling good because I barely had any makeup on.
Yeah, that's always a sign for Tanya.
Like right now, I have like mascara on and some stuff on my lips. That's but I got to work, and I mean, I thought I looked okay. I thought,
and then everybody else informed you were wrong.
And then my boss comes by and he was like, "Wow, you look like shit."
You're like, "Gee, thanks."
And then his boss came by my desk to ask me to do something else, and he was like, "Oh my God, you look horrible." So like all fucking week, everybody's been like, "Oh God."
You're like, "Gee, thanks, y'all."
Right. And there's a girl that works. She's an agent, and she's a lesbian. And there's two girls, right? And they kind of sit together. They're friends. And she was like, "Tanya, do you want me to make you some hot tea?" I was like, "Yeah, can you make me some tea?" She puts it in this mug, this huge mug, and it says gay, straight, human or something like that on it. And I know that she's a lesbian. And I was like, "Hey, if I drink this tea, is it going to make me gay?" Oh, God. And so that's been our joke all fucking week. And she put a cough drop in it, like a Coldies cough drop with some honey and... then the I don't even know what kind of tea she had or whatever, right? And I was like, "Hey, what's in the bottom of the cup? What is this? Is this a gay roofie? Are y'all trying to turn me gay?" Oh. And so all week long, like every time I would start coughing, she would be like, "Tanya, do you need some more tea?" I don't know. I'm starting to feel a little gay. So all week long, they've been like, "Hey, how you feeling, Tanya?" I don't know. I think I'm gonna get a girlfriend.
I think I'm gonna get a girlfriend.
And then the next day, I was like, "Yeah, don't be surprised tomorrow if I come in with like no makeup on and my hair slicked back." I was like, "I'm getting a girlfriend." Y'all converted me with your tea.
So I have some listener stuff that's really funny.
Okay.
But I personally fell down a rabbit hole a few weeks ago. And I've been saving this. I have not put it on our Facebook. I haven't put it anywhere because I was like, we got to talk about this shit.
Oh, God, what?
So I have discovered the joy of the Amazon product questions.
Oh, really?
And even Amazon reviews. Oh, dear Christ. Okay.
Really?
And it all started with this first one where I was just like, what the fuck
And
is
I
that?
go on Amazon all the fucking time. The only thing I ever look for is like if I buy clothes, like how did that fat girl say those clothes fit? Like
I'm telling you,
I bought a sweater and looked like a sausage. Like I want to know.
So TJ has officially outgrown a car seat. He needs a booster seat now. Right. So I went on Amazon and I'm looking for a booster seat, and this one pops up and I'm looking at it. And it says it's convertible, and it says that some of the, like, it's a little confusing the way it's listed off. And I'll put this on our page for everybody to look at. But I about shit my pants because I was like, is that a real question? But it wasn't just the question. It was the responses to the question that I was just like, and it caused me to Google. And the next thing you know, I fell down a rabbit hole, which, by the way, George fell down a rabbit hole the other day. And I cracked up laughing. He read this whole article that this is what the internet was built for. This guy did research of that Ice Cube song, Good Day.
Today was a good day. I like that song.
And figured out what day was the good day. It was January 20th, 1988. He took clues from the song, like the Lakers beat the Clippers and it was a clear day and all this stuff. And he broke it down and he gives you all the clues from the song and all the research he did.
Shut up. Has Ice Cube responded to this?
I don't know, but he's talking about how he cross-referenced everything and he narrowed it down to only 2 days, but apparently a movie that Ice Cube was in was being filmed on the 18th of January, so it had to be the 20th of January. That was Ice Cube's one good. I was like, wow, that's a whole... Somebody fell down a rabbit hole of the internet right there. That was funny. And
January 20th, 1988.
There we go. So I found this car seat, and it's called the Evan Flow Big Kid AMP Booster Car Seat, right? And it's black with blue. You see all that? So the question that this dumb-ass bitch asks is, can that blue one be used for a girl? My 6-year-old daughter likes the blue color.
You know what? You don't even fucking deserve to have kids, you dumb bitch.
And then the answers are the responses are the fun. There's 59 responses, right? Because people lost their shit. They said, yes, unless you live in North Carolina. Why?
It's against the law.
Most people are just commenting, I have not laughed this hard in a long time. Somebody put, no, Amazon won't let you do it. Amazon has trained ants that come inside the package that transmit sensitive and gender information. They connect the tiny antennas to the electrical outlet and transmit the information to Amazon headquarters. Then if something is wrong, they will send an automized robot to vaporize your entire family. Oh my God. This is only if your daughter's transgender.
Maybe she's fluid.
Somebody put I swear to God, this was you. And of course, their Amazon handle is Carrie Bradshaw, which is funny. It says, "Dear Lord, you procreated."
Right? Like,
help us. Somebody put, wow, is that a real question or a trick question by the government to weed us out? Somebody put, apparently there is such a thing as a stupid question. I mean, there are pages and pages of this response. It was so goddamn funny. I was dying. I'm like, why did you ask this dumbass question? Oh my God.
They need to call.
One says, no, blue car seats are only safe for boys. Girls won't survive if the color of the car seat is not girly enough. If you really want her to be safe, make sure to buy one with sparkles and flowers in the pattern. Oh my God.
It comes with a little disclaimer that says if you're buying this blue car seat for a girl, we're not held accountable.
Exactly.
If your kid falls out of it.
If your kid dies.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Oh, my God. So I fell down this little rabbit hole. And I ended up at this page. And I'm not going to read all of these. We might save some of these for another day. But this was the 10 funniest Amazon reviews. Some of these don't make sense to me because I'm not... One of them is a gamer thing. It doesn't make any fucking sense, right? Okay, so number one, it's a review for something called the Bic for Her medium ballpoint pen.
For her. Oh, I saw those.
Right? They're for girls, apparently. Which, in other words, is if they put for her on it, it's the same goddamn pen. It's just more expensive.
Right.
Which sucks, right? Somebody wrote this review. It says, my husband has never allowed me to write, and he doesn't want me touching men's pens. However, when I saw this product, I decided to buy it using my own pocket money, and so far it has been fabulous. Once I learned to write, the feminine color and the grip size, which was more suited to my delicate little hands, has enabled me to vent thoughts about new recipes, sewing, and gardening. My husband is less pleased with this product as he believes it will lead to more independence, and he hates the feminine tingling sensation, along with the visions of fairies and rainbows he gets whenever he picks up my pens.
Oh my God.
Amen to you.
When I learned how to...
I love that review. Now, this is a Swiss Army knife. Look at this beast.
Why?
There's like 900
scissor
tools.
hands on there.
Right? Somebody wrote a review that said, 3 stars changed my life. It says, received this knife as a gift for my 18th birthday. Wish I had known what it was, because as soon as I touched it, I grew a mustache and became a Navy SEAL. Hold on. Mom fainted and Dad laughed and handed me a beer. I was born a girl. -2 stars because my breasts were really nice.
Oh my God. My dad handed me a beer.
Now, for the parents out there who, or maybe even people who saw this book as a kid, I know I've seen it. It's called Where is Baby's Belly Button? And it's a book. It's a little baby kid's book with a little drawing of a kid who's holding up their shirt and you see their belly button, right? Uh-huh. The review says, do not buy this book. You can see the ending right on the cover. Spoilers. And it says, this book is completely misleading. The entire plot revolves around finding baby's belly button. The title makes this much clearer from the beginning. However, there is no mystery. There's no twist. Baby's belly button is right where it's supposed to be, on the baby's stomach, right where it clearly shows you on the cover of the book. This plot is a complete mess as a result of its reliance on the mystery of where the belly button is. Everything falls apart the second you realize that the belly button was in plain sight all along. There's no conflict, there's no character development, and there's scarcely any plot. Whomever wrote this book must have a serious error in judgment, because you would have to be an infant not to immediately understand where baby's belly button is. This is one of the worst pieces of literature I've ever read.
Worthless.
So somebody wrote a review as if this was like a Stephen King book.
Right, or like some sort of award-winning novelist.
Oh my, somebody took the time to do that, and I thought that was absolute genius.
Funny.
Okay. Have you seen those? We saw these a lot when we were in the Bahamas. These cases that you can put your phone or your Kindle in that are like waterproof pouches. People would take them on like the lazy river so they could take pictures while they not get their phone wet. This guy wrote it. He says, hoping it'd be crap.
Hoping it'd be crap?
He was hoping the product would be crap, and here's why. He says, got this from my mother-in-law bath time, hoping it'd be crap. Her Kindle would slip out and electrocute her. So far, this bloody thing is staying in one piece. Great for waterproof kindling, crap for murder.
I'm going to start making reviews on...
I know. This one, oh my God. The banana slicer. Have you seen this thing?
Yeah.
This stupid thing?
That stupid looking plant.
This lady says, what can I say about the 571B banana slicer that hasn't already been said about the wheel, penicillin, or the iPhone? This is one of the greatest inventions of all time. My husband and I would argue constantly over who had to cut the day's banana slices. It was one of those chores no one wanted to do. You know, the old, I spent the entire day rearing our children. Maybe you can pitch in and cut these bananas.
They're not going to cut themselves, Herb.
And of course, you think I have the energy to slave over your damn bananas? I work 12-hour shift just to come home to this. These are the things that can destroy an entire relationship. It's gotten to the point where our children could sense the tension. The minute I heard our 6-year-old in her bedroom reenacting our daily banana fight with her Barbie dolls, I knew we had to make a serious change. That is when I found the 571B banana slicer. Our marriage has never been healthier, and we've even incorporated it into our lovemaking.
Oh, God.
Thanks, 571B banana slicer. I'm telling you, I fell down this rabbit hole. It was like the greatest thing ever.
God.
Okay, this is the last one I'll read, then we'll get to the listener ones.
We've even incorporated it into...
to our lovemaking. The other ones are funny, but this one, oh my God. It's a little long, but it's genius. So this is called The Creative Arts by Charles Leonard Glitter. And it's just a little tube of glitter.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Right? The review said, great for more than just arts and crafts. 5 stars. And it says...
using it for?
Oh, just wait. This is genius. This motherfucker, he deserves a Nobel Prize. It says, so I wake up in the middle of the night in my 2-bedroom apartment. I find my roommate passed out, face down on the wooden floor. I think nothing of it and go back to sleep. The next morning, I wake up to go to work, and there is a homeless guy asleep on my couch. My roommate woke up, still drunk, and had made friends with a bum. And this is the second time he let a stranger off the street just stroll into our home and pass out. Great. You're probably thinking, what does this have to do with my arts and crafts? Well, I bought this product and proceeded to cover everything my roommate owns in glitter. Every t-shirt, every book, every pair of shoes, his bed. I covered his entire life in glitter. He will have glitter in every crevice of his existence until he dies. Did some track all over my apartment? Yes. Does the carpet look like a Care Bear farted all over it? Yes. Did he threaten to kill me? Sure. But will he ever let another stranger sleep on the couch? No. Will I ever have to worry about a random guy off the streets murdering me in the night? No. All that security for just $12.44. Unbelievable staggering value. Cannot recommend. No.
Who does that?
It's kind of genius.
It is. I'm going to start putting glitter on people's
I'm
shit.
telling you, Nobel Prize worthy shit right there.
Glitter.
Oh my God.
The gift that keeps on giving. Next time somebody pisses me off, I'm fucking them up with some glitter.
So I fell down that rabbit hole this week. So we got some listener stuff, and these are pretty funny. Jimmy Z responded to our Enron stuff because he's the one that suggested the Enron stuff. He said, "Hey ladies, love the Enron stuff. Thanks so much. I had another suggestion." And I don't know about this. And even he's like, "Oh, I don't know." But he thought he would suggest it. He said, "I had another suggestion and a tech support story. What about you guys covering the case of the guy who called into McDonald's and got the employees to do fucked up shit because they said they were with the police?"
Oh my God.
Remember
that shit was,
that?
yes.
And he says, "It might be a little dark, but you ladies seem to be able to turn anything into funny." And I'm like, ooh. But then he signs off. He says, "I'm too much of a straight guy to sign off smooches or love your face. But for all the dudes who love you guys, whose dads couldn't be affectionate enough with us to open ourselves up to genuine emotions, I will just say, nice work."
Non-offensive.
Nice work.
Not sexual in any way.
Nice work. I don't know about covering
and you can
that.
say smooches. Fuck that shit.
I know, right? I don't know if I even would want to touch that one. It's creepy. At first it's funny, but it gets creepy quick.
Yeah. Like take your clothes off.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off,
I don't know.
So I understand,
I appreciate the questions, Jimmy, and I know that you even call it out that you think it might be a little too dark. I don't know.
So, well, I feel two kinds of ways about this. So, part of me is like, wow, that's fucked up. Like, who sits at home and thinks, here, let me call this McDonald's and tell these people this, blah, blah, blah. That shit's going to be hysterical. Mm-hmm. And then they take it to a whole other level, right? But then I got to think also, who the fuck in your right fucking mind, if somebody called me and said, "I'm with the police, blah, 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 and this is what I need you to do," and then started telling me to do all this other weird shit. Mm-hmm. Come on now.
Now, here's the thing I do think is funny. When I really started thinking about it, because I remember that case. I remember watching a whole special on TV about it. I believe there's a movie called Compliance that was about it, I think. And the more I thought about it, and especially because this question was from Jimmy Z and it was tied to the Enron stuff, the Enron stuff really popped into my mind as far as like a person in a perceived position of authority told you to do this.
Right.
And a part of me was like, why the fuck did this person who made the call keep going? Like, if you did this as a prank, why did you keep going? But then I thought about it. I was like, look how quickly Enron escalated.
Right.
Because somebody told them it was and it was like that the person who made the phone call is Jeff Skilling and Ken Lay. Like, we're getting away with it. Let's keep going. Let's just keep getting away with it. And it just escalated. It was like that night. And that whole scenario felt like a really weird little microcosm of the Enron story. I don't know if I want to cover that. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I love you, but no, I don't know if I want to cover that. For those of you who don't know what it is,
you can Google it.
You can Google it. I believe it was a McDonald's. Somebody prank called the McDonald's and told an employee that one of the other employees was suspected of stealing, and he had him pull this girl into a back room and sexually assault her, and he convinced him to do all kinds of fucked up shit to this girl.
Well, it's
like, and he was like, but the police, he told me he was with the police. I was doing what the police told me. And it's like, the police wouldn't ask you to do this
stuff. I mean,
weirdo.
You gotta think, okay, yeah, the person doing it's kind of sick anyways, but you're off your fucking rocker if you think the police are going to call you and tell you to do this stuff, So, I mean, I understand what you're saying about how it's kind of the same thing as like the Enron or even that Stanford prison experiment, right? It kind of goes hand in hand. But I have to think. I mean, I guess maybe I'm a lot more cynical than a lot of people, and I have a really fuck off kind of attitude most of the time. So if somebody called me and told me this, I would be like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to need you to come here and explain all this to me because I'm not doing this. Something's wrong here.
No.
You know? But that's just me. I have common sense. Some people do not have common sense.
No.
But I just, that's the whole part that killed me was, who the fuck?
That story is creepy.
Right. It's creepy as shit. I would definitely look it up if you haven't seen it or heard about it. Because it's been a while. It's been a few years since anybody even said anything about it. But that's,
This was Jimmy's tech support. And honestly, having talked to Jimmy Z through messages, this was totally something. I could just see it in his personality that he did this. This was kind of genius. He says, when all else fails, use big words. That's what he titled this story. He says, I had a call from an elderly client who was having an issue with her satellite receiver. After troubleshooting the issue as much as we possibly could, I informed the customer that I needed to send out a new receiver. Me. Okay, so we'll simply ship that out. I can overnight it and have it to you first thing tomorrow morning. The customer. Tomorrow? I need it right now. Of course.
Yeah.
It's me. I understand where you're coming from, but there's no way for me to possibly do that. Like, I have no way to do this, right? She says, the customer says, how would you like to be 70 years old and confined to your house where your only source of entertainment is the TV? Jimmy Z says, I do apologize for your current plight, but unfortunately, we currently lack the technology to transmogrify things through space and time. With that in mind, we are unfortunately required to use the most current means of shipping, that being FedEx. Would you like that at 9 in the morning or 10? Customer, after a long pause. 10. Thank you.
Transmogrify.
So basically, I think I've never thought about that. I haven't done this for so goddamn long. I've never thought about using a big word to throw a customer off and get them to calm the fuck down. But I'm going to start coaching people to do that. Just use a big word.
Just use a giant word, yeah.
Good job, Jimmy Z. Like that could have been another 15, 20 minutes of a goddamn argument.
Right.
So, good job.
Good control of your call.
Good job. Now we're just coaching you. Okay.
I know, right?
I know. This is from Ashley B. She says, she titled this, We Can Also Give It Lots of Benadryl.
Oh, my.
She says, I work in a drugstore that was assigned a phone number that had previously belonged to an animal shelter. We always answer the phone with our store name and hours, but people don't always listen. This becomes annoying, but one of my coworkers likes to have fun with it. The caller. Yeah, I have this raccoon in my backyard. The coworker. That's nice. The caller. Well, it seems to be acting strangely, like it's crazy. My coworker. What do you want me to do about that? The caller. Well, you should do your job and come out and get rid of it. Isn't that why I pay taxes? The coworker. Okay, give me your address. The caller gives out the address. My coworker says, all right, after I close the drugstore, I'll be over with my shotgun around midnight. There will be a loud noise, so warn your neighbors. Since I don't work for your taxes, just tape a $20 bill inside your mailbox. More if you want a fancy burial. Have a nice day. Click.
A fancy burial. Oh my God. Fucking.
That made me laugh. Ashley, I love you. That made my day. More if you want a fancy burial.
Oh my God.
Who wants a fancy burial for a raccoon?
A raccoon. A rabid raccoon, possibly.
Oh my God.
So I've been taking phone calls.
Oh my God.
And we are taking.
That's been a goddamn riot.
My agents are all laughing at me. They're like, oh my God, it's ridiculous. Like your amount of pep on these calls. Right? Because I sound totally different. I have my my customer service voice on. So one of the concepts that I'm taking phone calls for it's a well-known seafood place. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Okay. And apparently on Fridays they have fish fry Fridays.
Okay.
The other day, one of the other supervisors was at my desk, and they gave us like a 30-minute training on this shit. So I'm just
boy.
like muddling through as best I can, right? So these people called in and wanted some fried flounder. And if it's grayed out, that means they don't have it, right?
Right.
So I was like, oh, I'm sorry. We don't have any flounder today. And I keep telling them this over and over again, and the other supervisor is cracking up, and she's trying to get my attention. I'm like, fuck off, man. I'm trying to take these fucking orders. And I'm over there, and I'm doing it, and I was like, oh, but we do have this and this. So I end up selling them something else. So when I get off the phone, she's like, you fucking Lou, today's Fish Fry Friday. They have flounder. It's right there. It's Fish Fry Friday. I was like,
oops.
Well, why the fuck do they have the flounder grayed out? Like, they don't fucking have it. So I just gave this guy, like, anything I could. It's like, oh, my God.
You're like, I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
working
know.
on it.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, my God.
And I know people all day long were just, until she told me that, were just like, you don't have flounder today?
I know, right?
Nope, we're out of flounder,
We're out of
apparently.
flounder. Sorry.
I guess we don't have flounder. It's grayed out on my.
You're like, I'm just going off what the screen says.
Right, yeah. And I'm trying not to, because I coach my agents that all the time, don't use technical jargon, all this stuff. So I'm just like, unfortunately, yeah, we don't have any flounder today. And the people are just like, oh, okay, well, then give me this. Okay.
Oh, my God.
You want some salmon or some catfish or something?
You're like, I can give you something.
Right, what do you want? We can fry that. I don't know what you want me to do.
Good Lord. So this one is another one from, do you remember like Buddha for Buddha?
Yeah.
Okay, so like Buddha for Buddha sent this one. He says, and I don't know if it's a guy or a girl actually. It says, the commute must be out of this world. The setup to this is I've just completed a survey with this man, and now I'm asking him for his name, where he lives, his age, etc. I say, okay, I just need to ask you a few questions about your demographics. The man says, well, would you like my Earth information or my home planet information? I say, pardon? He says, well, like for example, here on Earth, I'm 45, but on my home planet, I'm 270. Not sure if he's serious, I say, well, I will take your Earth information. It would be the most relevant to us. The man says, actually, I think I'll give you both, just in case. That way, if you can't get a hold of me here, you can try me on my home planet. Okay. The man proceeds to give me both sets of information, including his Earth name, Andrew, and his other name, Quinjax.
Who's from Snarfblatt. What the fuck?
Here's the thing that I always think is funny that I'm always like, why is every alien name have an X or a Q or a Z, like Quinjax, Xenu,
yes,
right? K-Pax, that movie
with Kevin
Spacey. Like, why is okay? That's a Earth human thing. So that is not an alien thing.
The other day, one of the other supervisors, she said when she was getting ready for work, she realized she didn't have any coffee, so she told her husband, "Can you run to the 7-Eleven and get me a cup of coffee?" She said he was gone for like 30 fucking minutes, right? And she was like, "Where the fuck is he? Oh my God!" So he comes back, and she's like, "Where the fuck have you been?" He was like, "You're not going to believe what happened to me."
Uh-oh.
He was at a 7-Eleven, like, on the west side. So this is, and if you're from Colorado West Side, it's kind of weird. So, and it's a little colorful.
Oh, yes.
It's a little, but it's fun to go down. I'd go over there. So, anyway, so apparently he was coming out of the 7-Eleven, and this guy was like, "Excuse me." He said he was an Indian guy. He had a real nice Cadillac, had these really weird silver earrings that wrapped around his entire ear or something. Mm-hmm. Pretty well put together. And he tells my friend's husband that he's a time traveler.
Oh, Lord.
And that he just wanted to talk to him about current affairs and what does he think.
Oh, God.
So he starts asking him all these questions and everything else. And apparently he talked to the guy for like 20, 30 minutes. Like,
wow.
Oh, my friend was like texting her husband, like, "Where the fuck are you? Where's my coffee?" And he was all asking him, what do you think about Donald Trump? What do you think about the hurricanes that we've been having so many of? Global warming, everything like that's going on in the world these days, right? Mm-hmm. He was like, "Look, man, I'd love to sit here and chat with you some more, but
I got to get my wife her coffee.
I got to go home. I got to get to work."
Right.
Her husband doesn't have a job.
Right.
And the guy was like, "Well, okay, I understand, but how much do you make an hour?" Oh, mind you, her husband doesn't have a job.
Right.
he just throws a number out. He was like, oh, like $20 an hour. Dude he said, no shit, I'm telling you. He pulls a stack of money out and peels off a couple bucks and gives it to him.
Shut the fuck up.
She was like, my husband had no money. He came home with money.
I'm going to send you out for coffee every day
Every
if this is how
fucking
this
day.
works.
Right. If,
I'll tell you my opinions on everything. Let me pull up a chair.
Right, yeah.
Isn't that what podcasting is?
Right. But yeah, he's just some guy he told him that he's a time traveler.
Weird.
And I was like, well, wait a minute. So let me ask you this. And that's what she started telling me. I said, what kind of car was this guy driving? What does his hair look like? What kind of clothes did he have on? Because anytime I see anything about time travel, they usually have some weird clothes on, or they look like they're a fucking cowboy.
Well, that's why they say the real Men in Black, because Men in Black is not just that movie. They're real. It's a real theory, but the reason that they wear all black, the theory is because they can blend into any time,
right?
If they're just keep it simple.
And then she said that he asked him, what do you think happened in Roswell? And, I mean, just all kinds of stuff. So the guy could really just be some eccentric, weird-ass old nut.
No, 99% sure he is.
Right.
But still.
Yeah, and I was like, so I was asking Victoria, she was like, yeah, my husband said that he had on, nice, casual clothes, but he had these earrings that were silver, and they were real big, and they wrapped around his entire ear. And so she was like, do you mean like gauges? And he was like, no, I've never seen earrings like this. They were almost like... They outlined his entire ear, and they were silver and big. So I don't know, but I think I'm gonna head over there one day just to see if I can find this guy.
Yeah.
Because if he's peeling off change like that,
I know.
My friend said that
I could use some money.
My friend said that she's gonna. She's stupid. She said that she's gonna go over there, and whenever she tells him, I have to, I'm late for work, and when he tells her, well, I'll give you some money to make up for your time. She's going to tell him, well, I'm a hooker and I make $300 an hour.
I know, right?
I was like, what? You're fucking stupid. Right?
I'm a special assistant to the president. Right. And my time is I don't know.
Invaluable. What do you got for me?
$10,000 an hour?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, but he was just all freaked out.
Oh, my God.
She said now her husband is just shit freaked me out, man. Because he was telling me about this and that. I guess the guy was saying something about, things have happened and I can't really tell you what.
Oh, Lord.
The future. Yeah, that kind of shit.
That's what they all say.
Yeah. You know what?
All those time traveling assholes, they all say that.
If you're a fucking time traveler, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go a couple of weeks or months ahead of time. And I want you to give me the winning fucking lottery numbers.
I know, right?
Come back, give me the numbers, I'll play the fucking lottery. And then we'll see what happens then.
Exactly.
Don't
then
come with me with some fucking alien stuff.
I know, right?
Whatever.
Okay, so this lady, this was called, at least she's not trying to return used diapers. This is a parent one. Since I was working at checkouts the other day when I overheard this happening at the service desk. The customer says, hi, I'd like to return these outfits. My coworker says, okay, can I see your receipt? The customer hands over a receipt that's dated about 7 months ago. My coworker says, I'm sorry, we can only accept returns in the first 90 days. The customer says, but my child outgrew these. Am I supposed to lose money on them? Ma'am, children tend to outgrow things. The customer says, well, what am I supposed to do with them? Why should I lose money because of this? And points to their You shouldn't have procreated. If you're pointing at your child, I say, kid, come here. But I still acknowledge he's a child, he's not a this.
That over there.
That
cost me money.
Oh, my God. Okay, so this is a special one. And this person, I think we're gonna need a T-shirt that says "Friend of Roxy," because this is a friend of Roxy.
Oh,
right?
God. Okay.
And she gives us a fake name too, and she says, "Hi." She titled her email "Friend of Roxy." She says, "Hi, my name is Bambi, and I'm a friend of Roxy's. Not my real name, but what the hell? If we're going with fake names, let's do it upright." So Bambi and Roxy. Bambi and Roxy. She says she turned me onto the show, and I love it. You guys are great. This is how I deal with idle threats. Pete, get down. And this is, oh my God. So she's taking a call and she says, good afternoon. Who am I talking to? The customer says, it's the 10th time I'm calling in. Please just transfer me already. I say, who am I talking to? The customer said, it's so-and-so. Now transfer me to the right section. Me, how may I help you? The customer says, Jesus, are you dumb? I just want you to transfer my call to somebody who can actually help me. I say, I'm not transferring your call until you tell me what's going on, ma'am. The customer said, it's my statement. It's wrong and I want a refund. Now transfer this call. I say, what is your cell phone number with the area code? The customer yells, just transfer this already. I'm responsible for your paycheck. At this point, I think, oh, snap, it's on. I say, all right, do you have your statement in your hands? The customer says, yeah, transfer the call. Please check to see if your statement has my name on it. Silence. Ma'am? Yeah. Please check to see if your statement has my name on it. Silence. Does it? No. So you have nothing to do with my paychecks, I guess. Plus, you haven't paid your last one, and I still got my paycheck. Now, may I please check some of your information before transferring this call? Ooh! Bambi.
For real. And you know what? You know how many times?
Hot damn. We get that all the fucking time. I
time.
pay your paycheck, but they're 3 months late on their bill.
Right.
No, you
So
don't.
You haven't paid me shit, so really you owe me money now. Yeah, bitch.
Oh my God. Good job, Bambi. As a QA, that's not a way to handle it, but on this podcast, I love it.
I think it's great because it's some shit that I would want to say.
So that is all we have. I actually have some more work to do, but we're back. We're gonna try to keep getting back to doing this on the regular. So I'm trying to think. Check out the books on audible.com. Colorado Secrets, Legs That Won't Quit, and the other one, Climbing Heartbreak Hill, might be out by the time I post this. I don't know.
Check out my Tinder profile.
Oh my God.
I don't have one of those. I'm
So.
gonna be a Tinderella.
Cinderella. Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. So that's all we have for today. So until next time, I'm Laura Mack.
And I'm Tanya Edwards.
Love your faces.
Smooches.
Like what you hear? Rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes or your favorite podcasting platform. And follow us on our Facebook page by searching Q as in Cucumber. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram by searching QAIC_Lara, LARA, and QAIC_Tanya, TANYA. Don't forget to check out our other show, hosted by me and Jessica James, called The Parent Memoirs. And we want to hear from you. Share your stories by emailing us at qasincucumber@yahoo.com, and you might just hear your stories on a future episode. Love your faces.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.